How long have you been praying about that thing? Yes, that thing that God placed on your heart probably 2, 3, or even 5 years ago. Because the reality is that sometimes we say we're waiting on God, but the reality is that we're just scared. Like we're afraid that it won't work, that it may require too much time and effort. And if we fail, people will see, people will know. So we hide behind the excuse that we are waiting for a sign or a confirmation from God. But the truth is that we already know what to do. But we want to see the end now before we even take the first step. But that's not how it works, right? So maybe it's a case where you have been thinking about going back to school, but you're not sure if it's the right time. Or maybe you want to change your job, but you're scared about letting go of what's familiar for the unknown. It may even be a case where the Lord is calling you to start a business, but you think you need more money to get started, or it may even be like starting a YouTube channel, but you keep thinking that you need better equipment or the right camera or the right decor, right? Because the thing is that we can always find an excuse for why we haven't moved if we are afraid. So let's talk about the difference between truly waiting versus operating from a place of fear. So when you're really waiting on the Lord, it looks more like you have already obeyed the last instruction that He gave you, and you don't know what's the next step. So you're waiting for guidance or for the Lord to bring about the expected result. But when you're operating from the like a place of fear, it looks more like you keep saying you're waiting for clarity, or you're probably overthinking every move. Another common way that fear shows up is constantly researching instead of taking the actual step of faith. But I think a lot of times when we say we want clarity, what we really mean is that we want certainty. Like we want to know that the road ahead will be smooth and that success will be sure. But this whole walk with God is a walk of faith. It's not just salvation that requires faith in God. The different stages and phases and aspects of our life require faith. Like you have to trust God through it all. And I know we would want like a blueprint from God showing us everything that will come along the way. But we know from scripture that's not how God works. So if you even think about Abraham, like God just said, go to a land that I will show you. That's it. Like Abraham didn't get much details. He just had one instruction and he obeyed. And as he went along, God was with him, helping him and guiding him. And it's the same for you. More than likely, God is going to give you just one instruction. And when you take that first step, then He will give you the next. And if you even think about it, this is a great way to build your faith in God. Because if you can see the end from the beginning, do you really need faith? But as you take these steps one by one, He's showing you His character. God is showing you that you can trust Him. And that's what faith is really about. It's about trusting God. And faith requires movement, not just prayer, because faith without works is dead. It's your action that proves your faith. You move because you believe that God will lead you and guide you, provide for you, help you, and bless you. If the thing that God has been calling you to do is still on your mind after all these months or years, that could be the sign or confirmation that you're looking for. So, what is that one thing that keeps coming back to you? You probably even tried to ignore it, but the desire is still there. Like, what do you feel convicted about, but you keep delaying? Now, I want you to check your excuse for why you haven't taken action. Is it that you are truly waiting on God for the next steps, or are you just choosing comfort? Or are you waiting because it's wise to do so? Or are you just afraid of making a mistake or failing or having regrets? And if it's just fear, one of the best things you can do to overcome that fear is to take a small move. So submit the application to the school that you want to attend or the company that you want to work with. If it's a case where you want to write a book, make an outline. And if you want to start a YouTube channel, use your phone to record the first video. Okay? Just take that one step and that will get the ball moving. So in physics, they teach us that a ball at rest stays at rest and a ball in motion stays in motion. So just get started and it will be easier to keep going. And what I have realized from my life is that when I start taking steps, God shows up. Remember that it is faith that pleases God. And faith is about movement, not overthinking. So if you keep waiting for fear to disappear, you will never move. You just have to take that first step. Stop hesitating and stop waiting for perfect conditions. So I want you to be honest in the comments below. What is the one thing you know that God has been calling you to do, but you have been putting off? Because the reality is that you don't need another confirmation video. You don't need more time. You just need to take the first step. Just one step. All right, so if this was helpful, go ahead and like this video and remember to subscribe so you can be a part of the community.